Pulavinaka, and welcome to Smart Bites, a show where I will be sharing delicious, nutritious and healthy meals for the entire family. I'm Adelene Tutu, and today I'm going to be using the same ingredients to prepare 2 meals for this show. So the first one for today, just so you know, as a busy mom, I like to prepare meals for my husband and I, and also for the kids. And it can be a little bit tricky with including a few different recipes using the same ingredients. So what I like to do is I like to have the same vegetables in both our meals for the kids and for my husband and I. So I like to have carrots, capsicum, whatever you can find at the market. You can even use mushrooms, broccoli. But what you do is you chop up your vegetables like so, like I've done. And I've got a super chopper that I like to use. I got this one from Bridgelal. But otherwise, this super chopper will chop up the vegetables so they are hidden in the sauce or in the food while you're cooking them. So I'm going to use my super chopper, and I'm going to have all my vegetables thrown into this super chopper. You want to have something underneath so that this doesn't fly off when you start to chop them. So I'm just going to chuck the onions. So it's about half an onion for 2. It's a family of 4, okay, a family of 5, 3 kids and 2 adults. I've got 2 cloves of garlic, a quarter of carrots. All right, just throw them in there. A quarter green capsicum. You can use mushrooms as well if you like. And I've got the red capsicum in there as well. So I'm just going to pop the lid on like that. And what you want is, you want to whisk this up until you cannot possibly see the vegetables in your meal. So for the first dish, I'm creating a prawn pasta for my husband and I. And the second dish is a pizza, okay, so a margarita pizza. All right, so this is going to cause a bit of noise, but otherwise what you want to do is squeeze that up. I'm just going to open that using a silicone spatula just to have that come all the way back down into the blade, so that when this is thrown into the kids' food, I tell you, they will not know that they have all these wonderful vegetables in their meals. All right, so I use the same vegetables. Squeeze this up again. If you have an electric one, that's even better. But otherwise, just keep doing that until you feel it is at the right consistency with the vegetables. They're all the same size and there aren't any onions sticking out too far, too big in that bowl. All right, chuck that back on for one last time before we add this to our sauce. Make sure that's in there. All right, our vegetables are done. Look at that, beauty. They will not pick this up in their meals. So I use this for my fried rice, pasta, pizza sauce, and so on. So we're going to prep our sauce now. I've got a medium pan right here, and I'm just going to draw that heat down to about medium, not too low. And then to that, I'm going to add a bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. Now, just be mindful, the olive oil that I'm using, this is for a family of 5. So, you know, if you want to go for 2 tablespoons of olive oil, that's absolutely fine as well. So you want to get the oil all over that pan. And I'm going to use my veggies that I had prepared earlier into the pan. Once that is nice and hot. So remember, you can use this for your fried rice, add a bit of egg in there, you can whisk that up together, add that into a pan, throw in some rice. It's so simple, and you know that your kids are getting enough vegetables and nutrients into their meals. All right, so once that is hot, I'm just going to add that into my pan and just allowing that to fry up for a little bit. So the pan isn't that hot just yet, but There you go. All right. That smells wonderful already. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to let that fry up just a little, turning the heat up just a little bit more. Now on my right, I have a cup of Prego sauce. Now with the Prego sauce, you can find it at Costules, you can find it at Extra Supermarket, but you want the sauce. You can actually make this from cans of tomato, and all you do is, again, using that super chopper, add your tin tomato in there, throw in some mixed herbs, and then you have this Prego sauce. You can even add some tomato sauce in there if your children like a bit of sweetness, or add a little bit of honey and salt into that. So while that is frying up, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll add our sauce to the pan. Welcome back. Now our pan is sizzling with our veggies. We're going to add that Prego sauce right there into the pan. And this is where the magic really happens. Now I want you, okay, this is where I'd like you to turn the heat down, all right, really low. And then you're going to add that sauce in, and just making sure that the vegetables are combined in there really, really well. Now let that simmer for a little while under really low heat, and this is going to thicken the sauce. So when you add this to your pasta, to your pizza, you're not working with a really runny sauce, and you've got that really lovely thick base as well to your meal. All right, so let that simmer for about 1 more minute. I'm just going to cover that up. In the meantime, I've got 100 grams of prawns here with me. This is going to be added to about 100 grams of cooked pasta, spaghetti or penne pasta, whatever you have at home in your pantry, you can use that as well. So that is our prawn. I'm just going to chuck this to the side. Let me check on our sauce. It looks really, really good so far. Just going to make sure that that is not burning. You don't want that burnt taste to your sauce. I feel like that's perfect because the veggies are cooked, the veggies are soft. That's really, really, really good. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that heat low. I'm then going to take out, okay, half of this sauce. Keep that on the side for my pizza for the kids. And then the remainder, okay, I'm just going to wipe that pan clean, just so we have a lovely little side shot there. All right, turn that heat up slightly. Add in our prawns. You've thawed the prawns. This is about 100 grams. You can slice these up if you need to as well. But the idea is the sauce is already hot. So you've got a whole lot of cooking in there already happening as you add the prawns into the sauce. Let that sit for about, let me say 3 minutes, okay, 3 to 5 minutes. Let that sit with a little bit higher on the temperature, on the heat here. Add your lid to that, and let me take you to our pasta. Okay, so I've got 100 grams of spaghetti. You can use penne pasta, you can use whatever spiral pasta that you like, but my husband and I prefer the spaghetti, the kids as well. So just saying, you can use the spaghetti for the kids as well. The kids love spaghetti, so this is a great way to get their veggies into their meals while that is cooking. So basically we're going to take that out of the pan into our little spaghetti bowl right here, and then we're going to top that up with some cheese. All right, let me just quickly check on our prawn. Look at that. So once they turn red, you know they're just about ready. So let that cook for a little bit longer. So even if you give the kids this right now, with their spaghetti, they will not be able to tell there are 5 different vegetables in there. So that's a great way to hide their veggies in their meals. Okay, let me turn the heat up a little bit more, let this cook a little bit faster. All right, so this should be ready. That extra bit of liquid has dried up, which is perfect. I'm gonna switch that off. So the pasta is ready. It's up to you, personal preference, whether you'd like your sauce a little bit thicker. That's absolutely fine. You can add a little bit more water in there, but otherwise, I've got the 100 grams of pasta right there. And I'm just going to add our cooked prawn to our bowl. And this is going to look really pretty with the colors. From the sauce, you've got the prawn as well. And just making sure that you don't burn this too much. You can always add water in there or a bit more pasta sauce if you'd like. Let me just chuck that out to the side. Okay, so I've got some grated cheese here as well. You can use any cheese that you like, low-fat cheese if you can find that as well. But about 20 grams of cheese is perfectly fine for each serve. You've got your beautiful bowl of pasta and that lovely sauce that we just made with our prawns. There you have it. You can add some salt and pepper. I know I didn't add salt and pepper earlier. That's because most of the cans of tomato already have salt in there. You can add some pepper in there. You can never have too much pepper. Okay. You can garnish that with whatever you'd like. I like to add a bit more of the herbs and a little drizzle of olive oil to finish. And there you go. And there you have it, your prawn pasta with a whole lot of hidden vegetables in there.